Ladies and gentlemen, we are back to make you a ton of coins. It's 0 to 200k. So if you're new around here and you need a better team, you are in the right place. So drop a like down below. And if you want to be in for the chance of winning one of 7 copies of the AFC, all you've got to do is subscribe and send me proof over on Instagram. We are 90 subs away, guys, from that giveaway happening. So make sure to subscribe. And as usual, if you need coins in a quicker way, well... So if you guys are sick of losing at FIFA because your team isn't good enough or you're not good enough at the game, then right now you need to head over to skycoach.gg. Not only can they coach you in your weekend league or play your games for you, you can buy any amount of coins you want, and all of the services get 10% off right now with the code PRORECALL. Go check them out below. Make sure to click the link in the description and let's get into it. And of course, as usual, if you don't have the coins to do the methods, we need to build you some. Now, if I get a comment saying in the comments below, oh, you've only got 700k, it's because I've spent pretty much all of it with my friend on drafts. We're not very good at drafts, but we enjoy building them and losing them. So I've pretty much spent about 400k doing that. But in order for you guys to get some coins on the base level, all you need to do is obviously div rivals, squad battles, and moments. They're kind of the basic ones. Moments, you can get tradable rewards. Squad battles, it will be tradable with a coin return per match. Similar for div rivals, where you can pick tradable. And if you do qualifications, you do always get a tradable reward back. So I'd always advise doing that if you do need some coins and you've done the qualification points. Now, moving on from that, of course, you can take yourself to the squad building challenges. If you go over to the icon section, you will find that I've completed 2 of every single icon. I am, of course, going to do the same for Shapeshifter Zola here, but I've got a ton of packs, so I'll show you that in another video. But essentially, you complete the Born Legend or the Rising Star, and you get two rare gold players packs. It costs you essentially about $1.5K, maybe $2K at max, and you'll probably have the players in your club. But the return that you do get is usually quite a good tradable player, especially when fodder's high. And if you get a Shapeshifter, you're absolutely laughing. So we're doing some nation-based filters today. We did Spain recently, and obviously there is a really tragic situation going on at France at the minute, so it seems only right potentially highlight that and just shed some awareness. Obviously, I know a lot of you are going to know. Some of you have checked the viewer percentage. Some of you are actually watching from France. And I do hope those of you are okay. And obviously, I know that it's going to hit home for some of you because it was a migrant who was shot, and it is obviously an awful situation. So I hope those of you who are affected are okay. Hope anyone who's sort of hurt by the scenario is okay. And also, I do hope that what is going on there does conclude soon, because it is obviously awful what is going on. You know, it's probably affecting a lot of people's lives right now. Now, first of all, we are going to go over to Gold Rare and French. We are looking at the Premier League, obviously. Prem only has 2 big French players, which is Lloris and Kante. Now, both of these pretty low in terms of pricing at the minute, so you can get both of them quite cheaply. Now, what is good about this is Lloris is currently, I believe, in packs as a centre mid, which means basically his normal card has gone up quite a bit, being that it is one of the better goalies if you are on the lower end of FIFA. Now, the fact that Kante is an 89 and 70k is borderline criminal, but you're looking at 17,000 coins for him. 10% off is obviously 1.7k, so if you want to do EA tax plus a little bit extra, that's probably the place to go. But if you just want to cover EA tax, it's about nearing on 900 coins, just under. So you probably want to go to about 15,750. That's kind of a nice mark. You're looking at about 500 coin profit, but it's a decent profit on top of EA tax, and probably a better place to be. Now, one of my favorite filters to do is Gold Rare France, Liga Santander, and Barcelona. You've got Koundé and you've got Dembele. I think it's one of the better filters and has been all year round, because you've got an 84 who isn't really as expensive based on the actual card. It's just based on the rating. I can't even get my words out. Where you've also got Dembele, who actually is one of the higher priced cards in the game all year round. Regardless of his rating, he's one of the best cards because he just is that guy. Now, he's actually, I believe, I don't know if it's at the minute, but he has had a Shapeshifter, so he's been in the recent promo cycle, which means he's also going to be able to be found at a higher price. And we've just got a double profit or a double coin snipe there, 1.3 all the way to 2.6. After EA tax, we are still making a ton off of him, so that is a lovely little snipe there. And you can see a ton of players just kind of sat there on my transfer list. Now, of course, if we go over to La Liga, that is pretty much the only filter there are. Now, if we go over to Special France and La Liga again, what you will find is at about 12,750, we've got this inform guy. You can snipe. I mean, realistically, he's going for about 12,500. You can easily sell that 11,500 for a 12,500. So that's kind of the basic sniping that you can do with him. Now, he's a centre back. If you go for the kind of forwards of the world, we do need to put a special on, otherwise we are in the mud. So forwards, you're going to be looking at, you've got Griezmann, you've got Dembele, you've got Benzema, you've got another Benzema. We have a very, very impossible to snipe Benzema card there. Well, Dembele, I can't even speak. You can tell that I am obviously a little bit tired. So we've got Griezmann on the lower end here with his informs. You will also be able to pick up a Dembele there. Obviously not as easily. Let's have a look. That 13,250 is absolutely mine. The rest of them are going for about 16k. There was one other at 14, but we will pop this up at 15 just to get a quick turnover, quick profit, get that sold on so we can move on to the next one. Now, what I would also say a good place to go, especially when you're looking at French, is of course the new or the current icons. So we've got the Shapeshifter icons. They do have a couple French editions. I think it is mostly Petit. Obviously, you've also got Henri, but I don't really see him coming up on this filter, being that I think he, what, 11 mil maybe? Yeah, 9.8. Little bit out of the budget, but we're going to be looking at around 100, just over 100k for Petit. I think he's got, from the looks of things, he's gone up because I absolutely have him in my club and he was not this much when I packed him. So he has soared up, which is, I mean, good for any of you who've packed him. That's very ideal if you've got him tradable. So you're looking at about, I want to say 180 is probably the mark for this one here. 180. So EA tax on that is going to be 9k. So you realistically want to pick him up at 170 at best. I mean, 176 isn't great. I'd say if we go down to here, 176, I mean, you're probably really looking for a 165, to be honest. If you want profit, obviously, on top, which we all do, 165 is pretty much the place you want to be, and then sell it at 180. Obviously, you might have to do a bit of compare price, you might have to do a bit of regular sniping, but it's worth spending the time because it really is an easy filter. Now, of course, we can take ourselves to Fantasy Foot, where you will find the likes of a Pamecano, you've got Saliba, and you've got Llorente. Now, Llorente being the cheapest, obviously, if you are on the lower end of the coins, go for 30k. You've just got Llorente, not really the others are going to be coming up. However, just pop in centre-back, and then you've got a banging filter of two of the better centre-backs in the game. So you've got Saliba, and you've got a Pamecano, who both were worth, I want to say both of them cards were a mil at some stage. I know that Upamecano was. Saliba may have been just under, but his team of the season literally came out like the week after. Upamecano folded in the games and just didn't get an upgrade. So both of them became L cards after being like massive dub cards. I remember when my brother packed Upamecano, I was fuming, and about a week later, I didn't really feel that bad because I'd got Saliba's team of the season. So, you know, it swings and roundabouts. But we're looking at about 45, 47k maybe. So EA tax on that, 2.3. So you really want to be picking them up at about 44. So anything 44 or below, you are happy with the snipe. It's an easy one. So it's just a bit of compare price on this one. I would say you can also do regular sniping. It is a personal preference. I personally usually prefer doing compare price, if I'm totally honest, because for some reason it just feels like it's better. Now, I don't actually think there's any legitimacy behind that, in the sense that I don't really think it is actually better. It's just how you find it. You know, it updates a little bit quicker on that end, but you might find that there's less people on this end. So, you know, it swings and roundabouts. Now, of course, you can go to Fantasy Foot Heroes and try the French option. Unfortunately, Ginola being 2.2 mil and whatever is his face being 100k really doesn't really suit, so you might want to steer clear of them. However, we have the Path to Glory, where you do have a nice little Griezmann. Obviously, once again, Nkunku being so much more expensive isn't great. However, a lot closer in terms of the values than he used to be. I mean, 395, really not as far as you'd think. Obviously, this one can be used as a filter, whereas the other ones are a little bit far-fetched. Now, domestic man of the match, I don't even know if we've got one of these. We've got an Nkunku card, which looks pretty cool. I'll be honest, that is a pretty cool card. And then you've got Callens. I would say this is going to work as a filter because these cards have a minimum price that's actually ridiculously high. Then, if you want to take yourselves to, I want to say Fantasy Foot Hero didn't have one. They did. I'm lying. I'm completely lying, actually. You have two of the better ones. So Desai and Cantona, and of course this can be done on a 100k budget, so pop it down to 100k and you will find yourselves a Desai at 140. So 140 you can snipe down at about 120 and you are looking at a very nice little profit there. If we take ourselves over to ones to watch, what was ones to watch for France? So you've got Tchouameni, you've got Tolisso, so midfielder base, but actually quite a good filter because both of these are about 40k. Then you want to take yourself the one that I actually was trying to look for in the start, team of the season. So we've got Saliba, you've got Mouani, you've got Todibo. You have an absolute ton because they just absolutely cream. Well, as far as team of the seasons go, you know that France is always going to get an absolute shift in. So if you do defenders, midfielders, whatever kind of section, it's going to work out well. Team of the season moments as well, LaCroix and Fekir, both literally 20k. I mean, this is a 20k filter. You can sit on this one for as long as you want, and you're probably going to make a fair amount because it really is an easy filter to be doing and spending time on. So it is a big win. I'd say, I mean, 17,000 coins. You really don't have to have much to start this one out. Now, the only other French filters, I mean, we probably have a Shapeshifter. We definitely have a shape. So you've got Giroud, we've got Dembele, we've got Tolisso, and we've got Roussillon. So once again, France is a brilliant nation on pretty much all qualities. Premium Shapeshifter, there's nothing because Premium Shapeshifter is just a weird little thing. Now we do have this one here. I would say this one on the real bottom end, if you can get like min price snipes, Shapeshifters is going to be the one, or Rule Breakers is going to be the one. They're basically the same thing. But it's not as good as some of the other filters available. Of course, if you take yourself over to Foot Birthday, once again, we've got ourselves Lafont and Guendouzi. So really nice selection of filters. You can pretty much go to any quality with France and you will find yourself a nice filter. Just quality and nation. It's a pretty simple formula to do it, and it makes my life easier, if I'm honest, to be able to find filters that easily. But I hope you guys have enjoyed the video. If you have, make sure to drop a like down below, subscribe if you are new, and of course, if you didn't enjoy the video and you don't really want to subscribe, you might get yourself a free copy of the game, so you might as well subscribe. It's free to you and could win yourself